following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, being accompanied by American top teams Dan Lambert and KM. From Denver, Colorado, Bobby Lashley.
Lashley heads to the ring in this huge matchup at Genesis, along with Dan Lambert and KM, who, tell you what, since KM has kind of come along, seems like he's the new flavor of the month for Dan Lambert.
Yeah, I don't know how Lashley feels about that. I've asked him a few times. He told me that I'm trying to be like TMZ and to go away. And Lashley claims that there's nothing wrong between Lambert and himself, but, you know, we've seen it, JP.
Well, Lashley does his talking in the ring. Unfortunately, Lambert does his talking out of the ring, and it's quite a lot of talking, and it's a lot of talking that has irritated a lot of people. But regardless, proof is in the success, and certainly there's no arguing American top team success. And Lashley going one-on-one with Moose here at Genesis.
And his opponent from Moose Nation, 300 pounds, Moose.
The former Atlanta Falcon makes his way to the ring here on Impact at Genesis to face Lashley. And we're going to talk about a battle of two superior athletes in Moose and Lashley. We are about to see that unfold. Take away the bad blood alone, and you've got two world-class performers at the top of their game right now. Throw in the bad blood, the history, all that's happened. We have the makings of quite a fight here tonight at Genesis.
I sat down with Moose earlier today, and Moose told me that he considers himself the greatest big man wrestler competing in the world today, bar none.
Hard to argue with the success he's had, no question about that. But he's going to have an opportunity to put those words on the line. We're going to find out the truth here as he is about to step into the ring with Lashley. Lambert on the outside of the ring, KM on the outside of the ring, and Lashley is set for battle.
You know, JB, we've been calling this a one-on-one match. We hope it's a one-on-one match, but you got KM out there, you got Dan Lambert out there. Hopefully, you know, Moose can keep his head on a swivel, keep these guys out of the match.
Well, certainly KM has done everything he can to impress Dan Lambert, to win over the members of American Top Team, and Dan Lambert has appreciated that effort and has welcomed him with open arms into the family. And right away, Lashley, those strikes, those right strikes to Moose. Moose covered up, he knows. You do not want to be on the other end of those.
No, not at all, and you can see the only difference between Lashley and Moose, I feel Lashley's just a little bit quicker than Moose.
He may be quicker, but I think Moose has the advantage in the agility category. We see Moose do things that members of the X Division do.
Yeah, you'll see Moose sit down at lunch and they'll go over, show each other clips of what they've done, and each one of them trying to outmatch the other.
Well, there's no doubt that Lashley is explosive. When it comes to the offense, few can compete on that level. However, Moose may be one of them. We're about to find out. Cover now. Moose quickly gets out of that. Fans, a reminder as well, get your Global Wrestling Network app. This is the app to download, iOS, Android, globalwrestlingnetwork.com. So much great content as Moose chopping away at Lashley.
Oh yeah, you can see how Lashley became a three-time world champion, how Moose was once Impact Grand Champion. If you don't know the history of this great company, you have no excuse now, thanks to the app.
And of course, Moose, who has seen his friends like Eddie Edwards, and most recently, James Storm, be taken out by American Top Team. And Obviously, what we saw with James Storm sent him packing out of Impact Wrestling, and that has to be weighing on the mind of Moose in this matchup, knowing what Lambert's been able to accomplish in a very short time. Now look at this. Driving those shoulder blocks right into the midsection of Moose.
Look at the power and strength of Lashley. Everyone here knows this is going to be a long fight, right? You have to settle in for this one. So body shots like that will take their toll and play a huge factor in the winner of this match.
Of course, still to come tonight, our main event, triple threat match inside. 6 sides of steel. Get ready for this. Lashley, quick snap suplex, rolls over and gets a 1 on Moose. Tonight, Eli Drake defends the Impact Global Championship against both Johnny Impact and Alberto El Patron in our main event. Inside 6 sides of steel. If Johnny Impact do not get the victory, it will be their final chance at the Impact Global Championship tonight if they are not victorious.
And it had to come to this after what we saw last week in Motor City Mayhem and the way things played out. You have to put these guys inside a cage to find out who the best is.
A lot on the line tonight in our main event, but Moose taking it to Lashley in this one-on-one matchup. I mean, think back to how far these two have been at odds. Huge chop. Think back to even Triple Mania, where Moose eliminated Lashley.
Whoa!
Oh, wow, great cross-body block. You saw that. And a kip up from Moose. Are you kidding me?
Man's 299 pounds.
Let's take a look at that again.
Watch Moose here. 1, 2, springboards off, turns cross-body, nips up and ready to go.
Can he follow up? Can he capitalize on the momentum? Look out, Lashley. Leapfrog, come on.
Whoop.
A man that size, KM from the outside, trips up Moose. Look out, Lashley coming in. Ooh, takes out Moose with a clothesline. Again, just the incredible agility of Lashley. Both men, incredible displays of just raw physical talent in there tonight. More of this, Lashley doesn't want KM interfering in the match.
No, he does not.
More of this matchup when we return. Look at Lashley's going after KM. We are back. It's Lashley versus Moose, one-on-one here at Genesis. And Moose back into the ring, putting the offense, the boots to Moose. But during the break, we saw what happened as Lashley went to the outside, had some words with KM.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Lashley went out there and said, I don't need your guys' help here. You guys watch and see what I do in this match against Moose. Lambert got involved. You know, those things happen, though.
Moose now kicks out at 2. Lashley just relentless with the offense, goes right back in, and you see how he has Moose tangled up.
Beautiful.
Tied up and goes for a possible pin, but Moose had the right shoulder up, and KM on the outside of the ring, Lambert on the outside of the ring. Had to serve a purpose out there.
Well, Lashley doesn't need to be distracted by the fans and KM, and you know, you have these internal struggles. You want that stuff to happen behind the scenes, not out here during a match.
Well, Lashley knows what it would mean to beat Moose. And vice versa, quite frankly, at this point, Moose has been certainly such an incredible athlete in 2017, but he said 2018 is the year he wins it all.
Did you know, JB, that in China, 2018 is the year of the Moose?
I did not know that. But Lashley right now is taking it to Moose on the outside of the ring, showing that aggressive style. Ooh. And we've seen that before, how dangerous Lashley is on the outside of the ring. Dangerous inside and out.
Consummate pro, breaks up the count. You see things that Lashley does, driving Moose into the apron there. It all sets up for a devastating spear to end this match. Lashley knows exactly what he's doing.
Now Lashley follows up, goes back into the ring, is taking his time a bit now, and obviously fatigue has to be seen again. These two have been going at a fever pitch since the bell.
And that's the thing about Lashley, though. He's so comfortable going 1,000,000 miles an hour, but he's also comfortable right here at no miles an hour. He's got you grinding down to a halt.
And of course, the American top team, Dan Lambert, you see here on the outside of the ring, couldn't be happier with things. He's been able to recruit KM successfully into the family, and as an incredible athlete like Lashley in his stable, and what we've seen from Lambert is just relentless in terms of trying to take down this entire organization. And he's done a pretty good job taking out the cowboy James Storm.
And now watch this.
Oh, great drop kick, high elevation. What an incredible vertical leap from Moose. Able to take Lashley, send him sailing in a hard landing outside the ring.
Now, Moose wants this victory. He wants to be known as Mr. Impact Wrestling. He tweeted the other day that he is the face of Impact Wrestling. He needs to beat Lashley here tonight.
Lashley waiting for Moose, and now once again just so dangerous on the outside. You saw Lashley wind up with that kick and then sends Moose right into those steel steps on the outside of the ring.
Lashley's never in a rush. Yep.
Now once again, KM was kind of moving in. It's almost instinctual for KM to go on and take advantage of that situation when the referee's not looking, but Lashley fended KM off from doing just that. KM wants to get involved. Lashley wants nothing to do with KM's involvement in his business, at least, and now into that protective rail around ringside.
No, Lashley is walking Armageddon. He's a one-man army. He doesn't need anybody out there. He's been saying that for years. His attitude may have changed, but Lashley still wants to do this on his own.
Well, most certainly does. And on the outside of the ring once again, Lashley takes Moose. What's KM doing now? Come on. I'm gonna guess this is strictly against Lashley's orders.
KM wants to help.
Wow, KM is now putting a table in the ring, and Lashley wants nothing to do with that table. What's KM thinking?
Well, the referee's right there too, not for nothing.
Oh, yeah, I heard that headbutt connect. Moose goes in full steam ahead on Lashley. Ooh. In the corner repeated times, and now here comes hesitation. Drop kick on Lashley from Moose.
Trained to Moose Nation. He's fired up.
And now elbow. Stops Moose, but hang on, hold on, here it comes. Go to hell! Lashley taken and nearly pinned by Moose. How close was that? We have to see that again.
The go to hell from Moose. The choke slam off the top rope. Lashley has the wherewithal to kick out. What a match.
Lashley to his feet. Moose stands in waiting. Leapfrog right over Moose, and are you kidding me? Did Lashley did he really? Oh, no. Spear! There's a spear that takes out Moose. Cover two. And how did Moose even know where he was? We gotta see this again. Look at this offense from Lashley.
Lashley not to be outdone by Moose. A Hurricane Rana in the center of the ring. The spear. Lashley doesn't hook a leg. Sometimes he hooks an arm. It cost him. Moose was able to get on the bottom rope.
Wait a minute now. KM on the outside of the ring telling Lashley, use the table.
What's wrong with this guy?
Hold on, Moose now. Ooh. Sends Lashley into KM. And now,
boom!
Takes down Lashley, clothesline cover, two, and nearly enough. How? Was Lashley able to kick out of that? Moose feeling the momentum.
Looking to load him up for the game changer.
Takes down Lashley. Moose, cover, 2, and Moose is victorious at Genesis.
Here is your winner, Moose!
Things backfired. Things backfired for Dan Lambert. And now will this be the moment finally Lambert gets his? A man who has shown up here, talked trash on everybody, and once again able to slip out.
This is your fault, Bobby. This is your fault. We helped you. I don't think you did.
You hear that? This is your fault?
Oh.
Hey, I'm now getting involved. This is... Well, you know it's bad when KM is the voice of reason. Hold on a minute.
Oh!
Spear on KM from Lashley on the outside.
Lash has had enough.
That's it. Lashley just speared the newest member. Wait a minute. Lambert being thrown into the ring. Moose takes out Lambert. For the first time, Dan Lambert finally gets his.
I think the eyes of Lashley have finally been opened at what kind of a scumbag Dan Lambert really is.
No one has been able to get their hands on this man since he arrived. Too many friends, too many colleagues, too many members of American Top Team by his side. Well, now there's no one there. Just Lashley and Moose. No!
Yes!
Are you kidding me? Lashley, who just had a hard-fought battle with Moose, shakes the hand, mutual respect.
John Hartnett in the ring trying to get Lambert out of there.
As Moose and Lashley, 2 athletes, and Lambert has been speared through a table and... Uh-oh. Oh, no.
John Hartnett, he runs the school, he runs American Top Team for Dan Lambert. All the money that Lashley's made these guys. Ooh!
Wow. Oh, no. Good Lord. What destruction. I could watch this 1,000 times. Let's take a look at Lashley spearing Lambert.
I think the business relationship between Lashley and American Top Team is now over. Lashley and Moose standing tall here. Headlines coming out of Genesis.
What an eventful night, and we are far from over, ladies and gentlemen. As Lashley looks to have finished his alliance with American Top Team, and Dan Lambert finally got his due. And what a night it's been here at Genesis.